this is the second super, so it's below the top one, which is pretty much full of honey. Let's see how they're doing on how they're doing. They should be putting honey in this one as well. Let's see what they're doing. I got one bee that is all around my head here. See if I can get him to go away. The first hive's always a little more active. The bees really don't like me in there as much, so they're not really doing anything here on the outside frames. Let's see what they're doing on the inside frames. Pop these apart. It's supposed to be a warm day today. It's still going to be in the 80s later, so it's still warm for these guys. Not a lot here. Building out some comb over in this area. And you can see they're starting to work the comb in this area, actually putting some honey in there. Same on the other side. They're starting to build the comb out. I don't know if you can see the grade difference there, but they're building that comb out. It looks like that is going to be the story. I'm not going to go, I think, one more frame out, but it looks like that's going to be the story on each one of these frames as I work down. They get more and more where they're building out on the one side all the way through the box here. They're doing that, so yeah, we'll let them keep working. They got lots of room to work. Let them keep going. We'll button this one up, and then we'll go down into the hive where the brood is. Well, they really glued the queen excluder on here. They really glued this bugger down. It is tight. You can see they use the propolis. You can see the propolis along the edges here, where they glue that thing down, and they basically glue everything together to kind of seal up the holes between the hives, boxes. A little bit of brood comb here and fur comb, and see if we can't pull some of these out and check on them. Where you can see that it's just solid with honey. I'm buttoning up hive number one, man. They were getting pretty pissy as I got down into their, you know, their lower deep boxes. They were swarming all around me. They were getting kind of pissed and biting my hands, which they normally don't do. So I buckled them back up for right now, and I'll let them be, and we'll move on to hive number two, who's usually much happier to see me. This hive is not happy to see me. So moving on to hive number two. All Alright, this is hive number 2. They are usually a little nicer than hive number 1. Hive number 1, I'll tell you what, since they were a nucleus I brought from the same place, I got them both at the same time, same place. But hive number 1, when I first got it, was really active. When I opened it up, they were really active coming out of the hive, day 1. And hive 2 was a little more laid back. I'll tell you what, hive number 1 now, anytime I get down into their brood box, they just get really pissy. They get really angry. They're swarming my head. They were trying to bite me through my gloves. I keep my gloves on with those guys because they try to bite through the leather and they get it stuck, and yeah, they're pretty nasty. So well, hopefully number 2 here will be a lot nicer to us. Well, the top box is still pretty much full. A little bit of activity up there. Not a lot going on because the box is fairly full already, which explains why it's so heavy. See if we can't get inside here. Take a look, see how they're doing on the second box. Smoke, give them a second. See how they're doing here. They have been ahead. This hive has been ahead of hive number 1. When it comes to honey production, they have been ahead of hive number 1. So hive number 1 didn't have a lot going on. They were still building out the comb on the second super, the lower super. So on this hive, you can see it's much more full. They've built this comb out all along here, and they're starting to store honey in the second super quite a bit. So that's a good thing. So that's the first frame. See how they're doing on these other frames. Second frame is almost all the way capped on one side. Almost all capped on the other side. Third one's pretty much all capped. Well, hopefully I didn't screw up there. I had the hive apart and I was down into the second super area here, and it was pretty darn full. I didn't have a new box, so I wanted to take some of the honey frames out of here to give them more space at this point in time until I get my extractor, which should be hopefully coming next week. But when I had it open, I had the top super off, so it was open. I had the bottom one partially open. Ran to my car to get some frames out because I forgot to bring them out here, but I started talking up there, and I probably spent 10 minutes up there chit-chatting and didn't get back here right away. And when I got back, there were a lot of bees starting to clump up on the exterior frame holder that I had. So I'm hoping I didn't induce some robbing. I quickly buttoned it back up. Robbing would be bees coming from the other hives coming in because they smell the honey and trying to steal it. So hopefully if I if I started some robbing, hopefully by buttoning it up quickly, the bees that are in there will attack the bees that shouldn't be in there and start killing them off and fix it. But that was my mistake, and should not have left it open that long like that. So my bad. Let me clean things up here, and I'm going to move over to hive number 3. All right, this is hive number 3. This one was the one I did a walkway split on months ago, or a month or so ago. So we're going to see how they're doing. I think I gotta look and see how many how their bees, how they're doing on their head count. But I may end up opening up their reducer. Right now it's a small, and I think I want to go larger on it. So give them a little more room. I think they've been expanding quite a bit over the last few weeks. Quite a bit of bees in the upper, which is good. Now, this one doesn't have a queen excluder, so I need to really make sure as I go down through here that she's not coming out on me. Definitely don't want to lose her. Inside there, there's not a lot on this frame. Not a lot on this frame. Let's check this one out. Now this one's got brood here in the center, cat brood. So they're doing well there. And they're just putting the comb out on this side. I'll leave this frame right in here. It's hot today. It's supposed to be like 85, I think, 84, 85, and the sun is starting to get me in the suit right now. It is hot. All right, so they're doing well here. Got honey around the outer edges. And then cat brood here in the center. You can see they've got brood here in the center. They're trying to keep them warm. Same thing on this one. You can see the brood here. Pretty mellow. We'll check one more frame, and then I'm not going to bother them too much more. I'm going to check one more frame, you know, to see how things are going, and then I'm going to button them up and let them do what they want to do. They're working on it. They're getting there. They still have time before winter. The goldenrod is just coming out, so they have time before they get some honey in here for the winter. Kind of looking for the queen as I look here. Not seeing her on there. I do see honey again up around this area and brood in the middle. The queen must be down in the lower box, would be my guess. I see cat brood though, so I know that she's in here. She obviously is still laying and working. So I'm just gonna let them be and let them continue to grow. It's no use upsetting them or upsetting her or taking a chance of losing her. You know, the more I dig into this, the more the better the chance I'm gonna end up causing more damage than good here. So I'm gonna buckle this back up. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the hive reducer here from the small to the larger opening, just to give them a little more room to move around. If I can get it to break free here. Now they have a little bit bigger opening, and they can do what they got to do and get in and out a little better than what they were before.